The Lumix 20-60mm f3.5 to 5.6 zoom lens from Panasonic is seriously underrated. People look at its size and variable aperture and quickly move on, but there are valid reasons why this Lumix can be the perfect kit lens even when used with an APS-C L-mount camera like the Leica CL. And I can see you thinking that it doesn't make sense to use this lens when there are other zoom lenses like the sharp and compact Leica 18-56mm or the fast Sigma 18-50 f2.8. But it's not that simple. The Lumix 20-60mm usually comes in a kit with a full-frame camera like the Panasonic S5, and a lot of buyers of these cameras immediately buy a more expensive full-frame zoom lens and don't bother using this one, which is exactly the reason why eBay is full of them, and they are going for an absolute bargain. I bought mine for £180, which is ridiculous considering how this lens performs. It is a full-frame lens with a variable aperture with maximum of 3.5 to 5.6, but nearly all other full-frame kit lenses only go as wide as 24mm. This Lumix stands out because it goes all the way to 20mm. This means that on APS-C camera the range is very similar to, for example, the Leica 18-56mm Vario Elmar lens. Mounted on Leica CL, this Lumix range starts at 30 and ends at 90mm of equivalent focal length. This is slightly different from the 28 to 85mm range of the Leica Vario Elmar lens, but makes no noticeable difference in real-world use. The lens size and weight are also not typical, while its larger size makes a compact CL look even smaller. The resulting kit is surprisingly light. Its lack of heft is down to design with fewer and smaller glass elements, as well as a mostly plastic exterior construction. Designing the lens with small aperture settings and also making the design a variable aperture one keeps the weight of the finished package on the light side. Another feature that stands out is that the lens is weather resistant and even has a rubber gasket around the mount to keep out water and dust. I bet you will probably not use it in tough weather conditions on purpose, but the peace of mind that comes with its tougher construction cannot be understated. And the gasket around the lens mount helps to protect the camera sensor from everyday dirt and dust. But the real surprise was how sharp this lens is at the kind of apertures people will mostly be using it. The samples I've included in this video range from f5.6 upwards, but are mostly centered around f8 and f11. The 20-60mm lens is also very well behaved in terms of vignetting and distortion, but I'm assuming these things are corrected by the camera firmware, even in RAW. I would have no hesitation using this lens on a tripod for photographing architecture or landscape images, and in terms of sharpness, I think it's as good as any other standard zoom lens you would mount on your L-mount APS-C camera. Give up the notion that you need f2.8 or faster, and you can get a lens with good corrections and equally good performance. And I guess that right now you are probably screaming at me that I forgot to mention the new Sigma 18-50mm f2.8 DCD and zoom lens. You are saying that there's no reason to pick the Lumix over the Sigma lens for a Leica CL or TL2 camera. But I think there may be one or two, depending on your use case. Let's say you have a full-frame Leica SL or Panasonic S5 and want a smaller L-mount body for casual photography. You will get a used Leica CL or TL2 and use it mostly with small manual focus prime lenses. But once in a while, a good zoom lens is invaluable, and in those moments you can reach for this well-made full-frame kit lens, pop it on your CL and use it comfortably all day long. On a full-frame L-mount camera, this kit lens covers wider than usual frame and brings something else to your photography. It can even replace a dedicated wide-angle zoom, especially if you don't shoot many landscapes, architecture and interiors. So if you have more than one L-mount camera, this can be the right standard zoom lens for you, especially for its price. Used Lumix 20-60 in mint condition goes for less than half the price of Sigma 18-50 and 1/4 price of used Leica 18-56mm lens. And these are APS-C lenses forever constrained to now obsolete L-mount APS-C cameras from the Leica TL and CL lineup. Unless a miracle happens and Sigma unveils a new APS-C camera with the new foveon sensor they are developing. But we can't wait for miracles. We want to go out and take photographs. And the Panasonic Lumix 20-60mm lens will help us do it very well. But if size is a real problem for you, check out this video about the Leica Vario L-T 18-56mm zoom lens. It's another piece of glass that is full of surprises.